I think in Korean. When I'm searching for the right word, the first one that comes is always Korean. But everything you're hearing right now isn't my first language. This is what that feels like. When I first decided to make videos in English, it wasn't because I was confident. Honestly, it was the opposite. I knew my English wasn't perfect. I knew I stumbled over words. I knew I made some grammatical errors. But I made the decision anyway, because I wanted to reach people I'd never be able to reach otherwise. There is something kind of terrifying about that, actually. You're choosing to express yourself, your most personal thoughts, your art, your inner world, in a language where you're still a guest. Like moving into a house that isn't yours yet. You know where the kitchen is. You can make yourself at home, but something still feels slightly off. And it's funny, because in Korean, I'm not a quiet person. I have a lot to say. I say it easily, naturally, without thinking twice. But in English, I pause more. I choose more carefully. I'll stop mid-sentence because the word I wanted isn't there, and I have to find different route to the same place. Sometimes I wonder if the person you hear in these videos is a quieter version of me. Maybe she is. But maybe that quietness carries something too. I remember the first script I ever wrote in English. I spent 3 hours on it. Maybe 4. Not because it was long, because every single sentence felt like a negotiation. Is this how you say it? Does it sound natural? Would an English speaker actually say this, or does it just sound like a translation? I'd write a line, then delete it. Write it again, delete it again. At some point, I realized I was editing the feeling out of it, trying so hard to sound correctly that I lost what I was actually trying to say. And that was a strange thing to notice, that the pursuit of getting the language right was making the content less myself. So I made a decision. I'd rather sound a little imperfect and say something real, than sound polished and say nothing at all. There are words in Korean that don't really translate, feelings that carry so much more than their literal meaning. And when I sit down to write a script, I feel the gap every single time. There's this idea in translation that something always gets lost. Not in a tragic way, just language is a container, and some feelings don't fit perfectly into every container. When I write in English, my sentences get simpler, shorter, more stripped down. In Korean, I might say something that holds 3 emotions at once, all into a single phrase. It just lives there, naturally. In English, I have to use more words, and sometimes with more words, it actually feels like less. I noticed this writing my first few scripts. I'd finish something, read it back, and think, that's not quite it. That's close, but not quite it. Like painting with someone else's brush. The strokes are there, and the colors are right, but the grip feels foreign in your hand. But something feels slightly off, and for a while, that really bothered me. I kept wondering, is anything real actually getting through? Or is it something essential just quietly disappearing in the gap between what I feel and what I can say? But even so, I keep going. Because the reason I started this channel in English wasn't really about the language at all. It was about reach. I wanted to get to more people I've never met otherwise. People on the other side of the world who might need what I'm trying to make. Some of you probably assumed it was about money, and honestly, I won't pretend that's completely irrelevant. But that's not what gets me to sit down and paint. What gets me here is this. I want to make warm art. Not impressive art, not technically perfect art. I want to make an art that carries something real, something you can actually feel when you look at it. The kind of painting that might make you smile on a hard day, or make you feel a little less alone in whatever you're quietly going through. That's why I wanted more people to see it. Not just for the numbers, for the possibility that it lands somewhere it's needed. And here's something I've come to believe. Language doesn't always travel well. Nuance gets lost. I know that better than most right now. But feelings move through a painting differently. There's something about color and light and the way a brushstroke sits on a canvas. It doesn't need translation, it just arrives. So when I can't say it exactly right, I'm hoping the painting says it instead. That the warmth I'm trying to put into words find its way through the image instead. I'll keep working on the words. I'll make mistakes, small ones, probably in every single video. But if the art gets through, even a little, that's enough for me. I've been doing this for a while now, and I won't pretend it's gotten completely easy. There are still days where I finish recording and think, that's not quite what I meant. They came out slightly wrong. That feeling didn't survive the translation. But there are also moments, and they're happening more often now, where I watch something back and think, yeah, that landed. Not because my English was perfect, but because something in it was honest. I think that's what I was looking for all along. Not fluency, just honesty. I don't know when a language becomes yours. Maybe it's when you stop translating and just speak. Maybe it's when you make something in it that feels true. I probably never will be fluent, not in the way a native speaker is, but I stopped waiting to be fluent before I say something. Because the people I want to reach, they're not waiting for perfect, they're waiting for something real. So this is me, painting in a language that isn't mine. Saying things I can't always find the words for, and hoping that somewhere in between, you feel it anyway. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!